peeking. No peeking.
It was a crisp autumn morning in New York City when Emily stepped into Kleinfeld Bridal, the world-renowned wedding dress salon. The air was thick with excitement and nerves as brides-to-be, their families, and consultants bustled around, each moment filled with anticipation. Emily, a 28-year-old graphic designer, had dreamed of this day for as long as she could remember. She had envisioned herself twirling in a magnificent gown, surrounded by her loved ones, hearing the words, "Say yes to the dress." But today, something felt different. Her mother, Karen, was with her, as was her best friend, Sarah. Both women had been instrumental in helping Emily plan her wedding, offering advice, support, and, at times, differing opinions. Emily had always appreciated their input, but today, she couldn't shake the feeling that their presence was more about them than about her. As they sat in the waiting area, Emily's mind raced. She had always imagined this moment as a celebration of her individuality, a chance to find a dress that reflected her personality and style. But now, she wondered if the pressure to please her mother and best friend was overshadowing her own desires. "Emily, darling, I think we should start with something classic," Karen suggested, flipping through a bridal magazine. "You know, something timeless," Sarah chimed in, "and maybe a little sparkle? You can't go wrong with a bit of bling." Emily smiled weakly, nodding in agreement, but inside, she felt a pang of uncertainty. Was this her dream, or theirs? The consultant, Lisa, approached with a warm smile. "Emily, it's so nice to meet you. Let's find the perfect dress for you today." As they walked to the fitting rooms, Emily couldn't help but notice the gleam in her mother's eye and the excitement in Sarah's voice. They were eager to see her in a gown that matched their vision, not necessarily hers. The first dress was a traditional ball gown, complete with a voluminous skirt and intricate beadwork. Emily stepped out of the fitting room, and both Karen and Sarah gasped in delight. "Oh, Emily, you look like a princess!" Karen exclaimed. Sarah nodded enthusiastically. "It's perfect. Just like something out of a fairy tale." Emily twirled, the heavy fabric swirling around her. She looked at her reflection in the mirror and saw a woman she didn't recognize. The dress was beautiful, but it wasn't her. "I don't know," she said hesitantly. "It feels heavy." Karen waved off her concerns. "It's supposed to feel grand, darling. You're getting married." They moved on to the next dress, a sleek mermaid style that hugged Emily's curves. Again, the reactions were positive, but Emily felt the same disconnect. "Too tight," she muttered, stepping out of the dress. "That's the point," Sarah said, grinning. "It shows off your figure." Emily forced a smile, but inside, she felt a growing sense of unease. She had always imagined herself in something more relaxed, perhaps a bohemian-inspired gown with flowing fabric and delicate lace. But every time she voiced this, Karen and Sarah dismissed it. "That's not what brides wear," Karen had said earlier. "Not glamorous enough," Sarah had added. Emily felt trapped between her own desires and the expectations of the women she loved. As the day wore on, Emily grew more frustrated. She had tried on countless dresses, each one more beautiful than the last, but none felt like her. She excused herself to the restroom, needing a moment alone to collect her thoughts. Staring at her reflection in the mirror, she asked herself, "Why am I doing this? Whose wedding is this really?" The answer was clear. It was her wedding, her day, and she deserved to feel like herself. Determined, Emily returned to the fitting room and faced Karen and Sarah. "I've been thinking," she began, her voice steady. "I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I need to find a dress that feels like me. Not what you think I should wear, but what I want." Karen looked taken aback. "But darling, we've been planning this together." "I know," Emily said softly. "But this is my moment. I need to make it mine." Sarah nodded slowly, a hint of understanding in her eyes. "You're right, Em. It's your day." With newfound resolve, Emily explained her vision. A simple, elegant gown with lace details, perhaps a touch of color, something that reflected her personality and style. Lisa, the consultant, smiled warmly. "Let's find that dress." After several more tries, Emily found it. A soft ivory gown with delicate lace sleeves and a flowing skirt. It was understated yet elegant, just like her. She stepped out of the fitting room, and for the first time that day, she felt a surge of joy. "Emily, it's beautiful," Karen said, her voice thick with emotion. Sarah wiped away a tear. "You look stunning." Emily smiled, her heart full. "Thank you." As she gazed at her reflection, she realized that the dress was more than just fabric and lace. It was a symbol of her journey, her growth, and her commitment to herself. On her wedding day, Emily walked down the aisle in her chosen gown, the lace sleeves catching the light as she moved. Her heart swelled with happiness as she saw the smiles of her loved ones, especially Karen and Sarah, who stood proudly by her side. The ceremony was a celebration of love, not just between Emily and her partner, but of the love she had for herself. She had chosen a dress that made her feel beautiful, confident, and true to who she was. As the vows were exchanged and the rings placed, Emily knew that this day was hers. And in that moment, she realized that sometimes the most important thing is to say yes to yourself.